Welcome to TUTC, Turn Up the Culture, where we have conversations about bubbling up situations that we think that the public needs to hear. Today we sat with a couple of guests. I think they're going to introduce themselves. Let me start from here.
You know who it is, people. Coming under, supposed ladies man, apparently. Toxic motherfucker, apparently. Inja, ngifela ukuthi ngomxhosa kahle kahle. Kahle to amaxhosa. Yeah, so yeah, that's you under the kid.
Okay, over that side.
No, it's just Caesar, man. Yeah, no Instagram handles, nothing. Just Caesar.
Aware. I can see Sibo over here. So today's topic, we have a topic, I think, something that is there, but nobody's really bringing it to light. I just thought it was sparked by something, but then I just thought, let me just bring it up today and see what you guys, as the audience, have to think about it. So today's topic is on in African culture, I can say back in African culture, seen to have something that we might see as normal, like normally now as predatorial or pedophilic. This is that we can see that younger women are seen a little bit more valuable than older women, so we see that older guys tend to go for younger women. Before we break it down further, I would like us to just delve on your guys thinking about that situation. Can you guys maybe talk about that situation? Why do you think that young girls were seen, were approached back in the day? Why would people get married to 12-year-olds and 16-year-olds back in the day? Can you break that down back then? Caesar, what do you have to comment on that?
In my opinion, I would like to relate it to first things first. Obviously, virginity playing its whole part in this whole game. You understand? It's not right, however, it is something that's there. You know, it's something that I wouldn't necessarily say our grandfathers, because we weren't around in those times. However, it was a thing that was present at the time whereby you would get individuals, 28-year-olds. Yes. Going for 12 years old, I'm not too sure, I've never seen it. But I would put it on the 17-year-old mark, you know, that 9-year, 10-year gap. Of course, now the government has changed also those laws. So, so now, apparently, after 12, it's lunch for some people, as said, pedophiles. So, I would literally put it onto the conversation of virgins. I don't know what's your take on it.
Do you want me to be honest?
That's why we brought you here. That's why we brought you here.
Here's the thing of it, man. Every civilization, every time from past history, whether Africans, Greeks, whatever you name it, has laws, right? I'll give you an example. Right now, as we speak, 2024, Generation Z, it is normal for a 16-year-old to go around having sex. Then, things were not normal. Right? Whatever norms is a corner or whatever, the definition of culture is a certain way, a certain group of people, a civilization level.
Yeah.
So let me put it this way. Whatever culture is busy corner, whatever is culture is now, ayikho i-culture engathi bebengayenza ngamabomu to deliberately kill abantu. Yes. My point is this. Back then, thina besingekho. Siva kuthiwa, we hear people say they used to get married to 12-year-olds back then. They used to get married, okay, let's say they used to get married to 12-year-olds back then. Do you think our great-great-grandfathers would be doing something which was gonna kill our 12-year-old?
Can we have a conversation around that thing? I'm imagining that people are getting married to get children, right? Do you think a 12-year-old can be able to bear a child that can they survive that process?
And sustain a proper living environment.
Exactly.
With the knowledge that we have now, you guys should also realize that more people grow, more people evolve, right?
Okay.
The knowledge we have now is not like the knowledge our forefathers had back then. You get me? We know now about a 12-year-old. Once you get into puberty, you can get pregnant, but a child can die. These are things our forefathers did not know back then. So we also have to take into consideration the knowledge that they had and the education that they had back then. Am I saying sleeping with Sultan on 12 go right? No, I'm not saying that.
That's
it's
it.
pure. But I'll call a spade a spade. I mean, if I'm allowed to.
You
I say it's BS, bro. You know.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
You're right.
It's BS. He's telling the truth. You know, regardless, I feel like a 12-year-old doesn't have solid fundamentals mentally in order what do I want in life and proper decision making. Like I'm talking about like real decision making. Am I ready to have a child?
But
do I foresee something after this?
But back then also the culture was that women didn't really have education, so the dependency was to have a dude, a man.
Yeah,
So thinking in her mind was not really a big thing.
fairly. However, if you also look at cultural standards, right? Women are no longer the same. We're not moving in the same light as we did, or moving in the same light as our forefathers did. In what aspect? A woman back then used to be a woman, my dog. You understand? Yeah, now.
What is
What is a woman? Used to be a woman. What am I getting to? Domestic chores.
Yeah.
I would say they used to do certain things. You know, you get home and the person actually cooked. However, nowadays there's so much equality, if you may call it, that I'm pegala, you gonna cook type situation. You understand? And our fathers never really got down that route. The woman knew her place, and the same way she would stay at home. She was more or less a housewife, just raising the children. And the fathers and the and you name it would be the ones that would go out to hustle.
Yeah.
That's according to my understanding. And now when I look at our generation, bro, first of all, everyone wants to be independent.
Yeah.
Nobody really cares as to where now yenzani nobody bakunjani mina zonke zine-rights ngiyemazana ngisha whether women or men. So up to you. You understand?
So you see, it goes back to my point on the level of knowledge we have now is not the same as the level of knowledge our forefathers had then. And the way our forefathers lived is not the same way that we live now.
100%.
Again, that's what I'm saying. It goes back to, if we are going to have this conversation by setting a standard of what, okay, we live by this way in 2024, and then we are going to judge every single thing our forefathers did in 15, and say, hey, what you are doing, they were pedophiles. No, they lived according to the knowledge that they had. The fact that our generation, did you know the current population of Africa, world, like the whole entire continent, last I checked, it was like 1.7 billion. If our forefathers, what they were doing was so savage and was so evil, our whole entire species bloodline would have been eliminated long time ago.
They're not doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're not doing what they're doing.
No, I'm not saying if they're not doing what they're doing. If I'm saying if their intentions was to destroy, I'm a 12-year-old, I'm a 13-year-old. I'm not saying that I'm a 13-year-old right. Hear me and hear me well. I'm not saying that, but Labantu Bebepida based on the knowledge that they have.
Okay.
So with me, I would like this conversation to go to this standard in current times.
Alright.
My darling, in current times.
Yeah, in current times it's bad.
Let's talk about that.
So before we go there, I just wanna have a reason for why. I'm gonna bring it back to common times. I just wanna have a reason for why I brought it to this. So after the break, we're just gonna have a sneak glimpse to why I brought it to current times and what inspired this conversation. Let's go to a break. We're here with our guests, and the slogan is, "It's not a debate, it's a conversation." So we're still on it, and I say to the viewers that I'm going to explain what actually inspired me about this conversation. Hey guys, I want you to listen to this real quick.
Hey Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1.
Certified lover boy, certified pedestal.
Like I never tapped in and never listened, but yeah.
Oh, you know about it.
I know about it,
Do you
yeah.
know about it?
I don't even know this song.
Where are you living?
You may listen to house, man.
Okay.
Like, ask me about Les Vanderwerf, you know. Ask me about Coco Music, Tito Shades of House. Ask me about David Christos. I'll answer you. But I've heard of a guy named Drake. Maybe if I see his picture, I'll remember him. He's like that Canadian guy.
African American.
African American. like
yeah,
that.
he
Okay,
looks colored.
I've seen him on his pictures, but I don't know his music. Who's the other guy you said?
Kendrick.
I know some Miles
Kendrick.
If I see his picture, most definitely. Maybe there are a couple of his songs. If I listen to, I'll know. Oh, but to say like I know, I know.
That is different. Not a lot of people have that opinion. Okay, it's fine.
Angmas.
But the topic still remains. Did you hear what was said on the on?
I just said if you hit me when I'm young.
So-
just had hit me when I'm young.
So let me go on it again. It's like, hey Drake, I think you like them young. You better never go
Sabo.
sell block one. He says something further from there. I'm not so sure what the verse is. Person behind the camera, do you know what he says?
I know Cosmo certified pedophile.
There we go. So he calls. So basically, the chat there is that Kendrick is calling Drake a pedophile because he dates young girls. So that like sparked to me, and I'm like, do you think that Drake or people, because there's a lot of people that have been in I guess special people that people like, do you think they're getting the amount of rebuttal that they should get in that favorite position, or do you think like people want to go light on them for being
Popular.
You see, they don't want them to get it because they're in these positions. What do you think? Do you think they get it easier than people like me? If I were to go do something to a 12-year-old, I'll probably get a harder set to than them. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd like to, yeah. I literally like to balance on instead of finances. So I feel like finances is the controller of everything. It's literally the dominator of everything.
Yeah.
How rich you are determines what friends you have, how far you're gonna go, and so forth. Even how pretty your woman's gonna be, according to my opinion. You know, if I woke up like this in Santon and I'm just like, hey lady, can I please speak to you? It's gonna be like, you understand? So now when it comes to money and profiling a person, it's a very large thing. So certain things a rich person could get away with, you would never get away with unless you become obviously of that kind of dominance. Back to the topic. Yeah, you'd catch strays. And like a person that's famous and popular because they have a lot of backing, a lot of people who actually help them out and be like, no man, most probably it's understandable you might have met them young as well.
Yeah.
And therefore it was proper in that age gap. But yeah, in this day and time when you're normal you going to flipping primary school or high school picking up a grade 9,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like, hey, what's this man's doing? You know, if you're not the brother or family, then it's crazy.
Interesting thing. I think the person that you'd maybe relate with, AKA. Oh no, not attacking. Don't come after me. But this is what a former, I guess, superstar from SA had to say back in the day. He was like, "Find yourself a lekker 21-year-old, my bro. Trust me." So even people from here, we can't exclude and we say that these things happen overseas. He also had some sort of thing. This is a post. Let me just.
But also, I think just let them know how old he was when he dropped it. This was 2020. And
This was 2020.
he was
I'm
pushing
assuming
35, 36.
Yeah.
35, 36. You can see the age gap between it. That's a huge age gap. What do you say on that, Adam?
Okay, let me start by saying this. Power and influence are terms the most important thing out there. Right? Kings back in the day, even going on, they do things and they get away with it right because of the power and influence. If we're to convert that right now, what is power and influence? If you have, people may disagree with me, this is my opinion. If you have money at time, there's so many things you can get away with. That is a fact and that is something that all of us know. That's why most of us are pushing to go for it. Right?
Yeah.
Going back to the topic here, let me first ask, this girl that is talking about, how old is she?
21. Oh no, you're talking about the one that Drake?
The one they saying is a pedophile. How old is that?
I think she was 19.
No? Is she 19? Probably younger.
Nah, she was
It's
young.
the lady from the girl from Stranger Things. The
She
girl
was younger back then.
11, is it 11? Yeah, she's 11. No.
She was.
Stranger Things, she's called 11, so she's a number. There's a number in Stranger Things, no. But yeah, I mean, that's.
She's below 19. She's below 19.
Yeah, fair. I put it around about those, you know.
No, guys, okay, just correction. She was at the time.
She was.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
a thing.
Yeah, in
That's-
Stranger Things,
yeah.
I don't know what.
So when did they start dating? When she was younger than 19?
It's alleged that they were dating. It's not confirmed that they were dating. But then he was an old guy in contact with the younger girl.
Like close proximity,
Yeah.
not just ukuthi ngiyakwazi type situation with allow me help me out. Like dog, I know you, bro. Like, type situation.
What was it?
But we wouldn't step on it. We don't know.
Here's my opinion.
Yeah.
First time I went to prison was in 2018.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, were you visiting? Let's just go get that out the way.
Let's okay. Yeah.
So it was 2018, eh? When you go to prison, I'm off ramping, but I'm not going back to the topic.
Okay.
When you go to prison, a person who's below the age of 17, 16, wherever climate you go to, But there are certain crimes out here whereby even if you're 17, you go sit with the adults. Okay. Going back to your topic, guys, let's not come to lie to ourselves here and act as if we've never been there. Buffet, we are not there. We started doing things Buffet to sidlala le game ebizwa ngomandlwane. Ngizakhumbula le game ekuthiwa amandlwane epha we were not, of course, we were not smart enough to a certain extent whereby we knew izinto besizenza and we knew the extent of what we were doing. But I'm just bringing that up to just show what the people are not stupid.
Yeah.
There is a reason why our government states okay, like 16 on certain conditions.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
For me, guys, as long as umntana ena 18, illegal, you adult, no matter how na food.
Hey. Okay, strong statement.
Now, let me explain why. Now, okay. There are three things in this life. Again, my opinion. Most definitely, people will be like, this guy is married, whatever. My opinion. There's three things in this life which are loved unconditionally: children, women, and dogs. Right?
What about money? Money.
that I loved.
Money.
Money, yeah. Yeah. But I'm just talking about living beings.
Oh, okay.
Living
Yeah.
beings,
Okay, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's children, women, and dogs. We are all here, gents. I would have loved women here, but we are gents. We all, once was a time, we were progressing in our mind as well. We know how it is as the out. Ungabina foko. You know how some you are treated like who dirty, our value, and so forth. You get me? Out, sometimes you start building up your value once you get to an age at 10. Oh, cool.
Sure.
That's why the Segeti life begins at 40. Came up. It was not just based on diseases and what sort and what sort. No. If you can do your research properly and just stop putting about it, but just do your research. That's where that saying came from. You get me? You cannot, as indoor, let's say, and afford. You worked your ass off all your life. Save. Build your companies, build your podcast from the bottom, coming up. And then after, once you reach a certain degree of value, once you at your peak, because here's the difference between men and women. Women have what is called the biological clock, but men have what is called the financial clock. You get me? Women get their value when they are younger.
Close
and
to
men,
peaking.
exactly. And men get their value when they are older. So it cannot be that I, as a man, when I'm at my peak, I should be with a woman who is not at her peak. It does not make sense to me, personally. That's why I am saying, anything below 18, I regard it and see as a value. But once I'm done, I watch 14. You cannot tell me how time I worked so hard. You get me? To get my C63, to get my Lamborghini. And then after that, I must be with him to 40. I'll get me in.
You know, I feel like is my chance with that. Obviously, it's my opinion on that aspect. There's a difference. There's a difference when I am, argument's sake, 28 years old, right? And I'm going for 17 type of situation. I feel like that's bad. But what often happens now with time, adults currently, they waiting. Literally, according to time, that's literally gonna take a girl, put them through school. Grooming, as you would call it, grooms them perfectly fine. For himself, he's doing it for himself, mind you, He goes to the girl's house, I see your daughter's actually doing this and this and this. I feel like she would dominate in this industry. Mind you, I got connections. Therefore, I'm going to drive it towards it. So now this guy is highly connected, finances, being obviously a power driver. Takes this girl, puts her through everything that he wants it to be.
Basically,
maturing up.
It's easier to bend the tree when it's young.
Yes.
You know. So basically, he's bending the tree so that they can grow in his shape.
In his preference, you know. So he's actually
say that in vernac because it translates better. It makes.
Okay. Sorry to say, right? Kutiwa kulula ukugoba umthi sasemncinci, right? Basically, ungayikhulisa ngalendlela wena ofuna ngayo. But then you can continue.
Yeah. Wow. Both versions, yeah. So now that's the story. So this individual will literally go through everything that he needs to go through. Finances, dude. As he said, I am 40 or whatever. I'm 28. I more or less have gone through the struggles. I'm working fairly nice. I'm getting nice pay, and I can now start touching waters. But It's time he's already established, he's 40 something. He gets a girl that's 25 years old. He can throw money at her like crazy. Why? Because he knows that she's almost at her peak. You understand? Here's the thing about women. Before child and after child, there's the difference. You must look at the bodies. I know a couple of women, I'm not throwing shade, you know.
Yeah.
The guy is stand up before. Got a baby. Got a bit of fat. You know, she can still look attractive, though it doesn't mean that she's out now, but she's still attractive.
Yeah.
But long story short, this person now, she's okay, I got a guy. Perfect. Got the graduation. Perfect. I can say this one's a wife, if need be. And then get to a certain point, I'm cheating. Takes the jump. Literally comes out of the world. He can even leave his current marriage. As he said, you're 40 something, you don't want to be running with a 35-year-old because you know, it's cuts, man. It's almost quarter past. It's cuts. So now he wants to go for younger blood, fresher blood. So he grooms her, lets her become what she wants. Then he's out.
But then, guys, there's also something that we need to understand. There's a reason why I asked you in the beginning that you want me to be brutally honest or not.
You know what? Let's save Anders brutally honest for the next segment. So let's go to the break, and I think before the break hits, let's just hear what Drake had to say in response to Kendrick on that verse.
Understand why this the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested. That's not the lesson. Clearly there's a deeper message.
Kelly was arrested?
No, for what I heard.
Okay.
What I heard.
What did it
was, if I were to put it in my own mood, what is it?
What is it?
I don't listen to this music. What you call this person music?
Hip hop, my friend.
Hip hop.
Okay.
No shade. What you are hip hop hand? No shade.
Correct.
No shade. He's saying if he was to do that, it's gonna ruin his whole career, right? So he cannot be seen around with Abantwana. So stating with Abantwana Kumanga, I think
I'm shooting your ass goes Bambi.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And I so that's what I heard. Going back to my prophet, never fit. I think I never fit at 18, never fit until
It's tricky,
Okay.
bro.
All right. I want to go through what is legal according to the law, and we're going to talk about it. So we're back, and don't forget to turn up the culture, turn up the volume because you're with us. We're still here with the guests, and we touched on celebrities and people in power. Do they still have the same consequences as we do? We saw that it's dependent on whether you have the right people, you have the right resources, and I guess we touched on that. The topic that I do want to go into, because we talked about them, I want us to talk about us, because that's the age that we're in. And I want us to talk about actual consent. What is consent? What's the age of consent in South Africa? If I were to look here real quickly, I researched this because I wanted us to know. And consent, actually according to the law, the criminal law, it says according to criminal law, in the Act of 2007, this is when they decided to put this, the age of consent for both boys and girls is 16. Of course, there are some exceptions to this, but the age is 16. Do you think both boys and girls at 16 have the comprehension to actually have consent to have sex with another person? Do you think this law by South Africa is the correct age?
Okay.
What do you say?
So I'll tell you, personally, I do not know why that law was given, because it brings a certain consent. It brings consent of which that means our government does not care about the value of virginity. You get me?
Okay.
They are, in a sense, promoting into Babantwana banning the age of 16 to 6. Right? But then if we were to speak specifically about that law, I believe there were certain conditions which have to be met. I'm not sure, I don't know. My assumption, I believe it's a matter of what they were talking about. Umntwana 16 up in the Lale no Mnchito 16.
You think so?
I do not think it was a matter of what they were saying. I can go and do it.
But you know you won't get arrested. But you know you won't get arrested.
I mean, do you know how many court cases I've attended? Do you know, my man, don't complain. 16
people
in the 30. I'll tell you, young girl, straight.
As rape or
rape straight out. I mean, you can get 10 years. That's why you need certain conditions out which have to be met. That's why I am not sure about it.
Yeah.
But I have attended cases when I actually attend my case, whereby when you go to court, I don't know if
you go to court.
Then maybe there's another a case that's gonna go before you. Out I have heard of cases in the Tabena date in Fetilela Nengosena 16 in Fanabam about 10 years Naparat. So that's why that law is a bit complicated. It's not just a matter of routine Mutana Angalala and Puna there has to be certain conditions. That's why I am saying it might be a matter of routine. Maybe Mutana begin at 14. Nangi outing in a 16. Sakalugus pushes a Kaluku and Alumtana so too below the age of 18. Gabana 18, Mutana Segena 15, Gabana 19, Mutana Segena 16. Marading Sekaluku Pushanini, Sisa Seba 9.
Okay.
That's why I'm assuming maybe they're talking about conditions like that. The other thing whereby I can just go attacking Osana 16. How young again now, champ? How young again?
So what do you think about this? Because it does say, if I carry on reading this, it does say that if you're below 16 and the girl is also below 16, only can you have sex if you're both below 16. That's fine, as long as you guys are above 12. This is also in the same law. What do you think about that? The whole concept. You can also
and
state your opinion.
I did not know about that. I did not hear about it. I was just talking about the cases I've heard here.
Okay. What do you think about it? What do you think about it? Does it make
First things
sense?
first, man. Can't necessarily say it makes sense because obviously you did also mention the topic of if Sobabili we are beneath the ages of 16 and so forth. Also culture, the government does not put individuals, the younger group, in positions of actually respecting virginity. So now I'm gonna have to go back to cultural. I'm Zulu, by the way, and by me being Zulu, so that's like they call it the reed dance in English, whatever you want to name it. So it's actually like a celebration for a girl of a certain age, remaining a virgin until a specific age. And when she gets to that age, I think it's 21, yeah, and she actually gets a celebration. Literally, the family comes out, throw a whole party for her. It's a whole situation. It's a traditional thing. So, looking at where we are now, there's so few of these things growing up. On the other hand, I saw my cousins go through it. I saw, literally, it was a beautiful thing, you know. Figure my 100 rand, that time 200 rand notes weren't valid at that time. It wasn't such thing as 200 rand notes, but they literally give you, thank you. Your dad even will say, thank you. You understand? For the most clean, and now you gift, here's a car, if need be. You understand? For you just keeping yourself solid like that. But nowadays in this day and time, I feel like, hey man, it's tricky. Consent. Going back to the consent. Savumelana nami na nawe. Okay, yeah, you can see I'm fucking 25. Sorry for the bad language.
It's all good.
You can see I'm 25 and you was probably what 17, 18. You find me attractive. You understand, and you start acting in that way. So you also putting yourself in that position. Here's also another thing that a lot of people also don't get. Females also have a part in this, guys.
Yeah, sure.
It's only sad that we don't have any females here, but females also have a contributing factor to what happens in society. If I am a 16-year-old girl, I'm dressed like I'm flipping 32 years old. I'm like busy and I am showing whatever I need to show. That's how our bodies are also developing in a very strange way as well. If you can look at the 90s babies, their bodies and what these 18-year-olds now, 16, 15-year-olds are, it's crazy. So they obviously developing better. They're eating these processed foods. It's literally boosting them. You understand? And now, chigi at a party. In the party,
You don't even know who's
this
who.
person's not supposed to be there. She's 16, but because she's a girl, she actually gets exes. Now I'm in the party, this girl's here. I'm like, hey, you're attractive. Hey, I also find you attractive. Oh, okay, what's the story? You're both intoxicated, and one thing leads to another. It becomes a problem. Okay, Bogo. Mama, how? Bogo. Tell me where you were. No, I was at a party. Oh, yeah? Were you drinking? Yes, mom, to be honest, I was drinking. Does your father know that you're going to what? No, it doesn't. Let's keep it that way. Did you have intercourse? Yo, mama, yes, I did. And it wasn't. Shh. Keep it. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna go pin this on that boy. Yeah, understand. It's okay, it's tagging. We're gonna pin the situation on the boy. Okay, sharp. Father comes home. Hey, this child was raped. Father stands up, same time, loses his marbles.
Yeah.
Goes to the police, grabs the police, they take the boy.
Whose fault
Whose
was that?
problem was it?
Yeah, whose fault was that?
Whose fault was it? That time, when they're not even the virgin breaker, make matters worse. You came there, the situation was already cracked. It was flowing, water was. Hey, sekunjalo. Awuthamo uthi moto yimoto ka 2020 kodwa mileage 200,000 kilometers. You see, it's a parable. You see.
So we've reached the last part of our segment for today, and I think I want us to delve back into this topic because I think it's very necessary. I'm gonna ask the guys, why do you think specifically do guys go for younger women? Let's unpack that. What do you think, Yanda?
Okay, we spoke about this briefly, but then we wanna go into it.
Yeah, it's necessary.
Okay, I'm gonna say what I said, but now I'm just gonna add a couple of things. I did say that women have a biological clock and men have a biological clock. Guys, at the end of the day, women are smart. They're bloody intelligent. That is something that we all know. Women are There's a reason why they're saying that if behind every successful man there is a woman.
Yeah.
You get me? Women are smart. So we cannot come act as if they're innocent and all of this, no?
Yeah.
But then going back to Azinda, everything in life has a law. God has laws, the world has laws, hell has laws, heaven has laws, the laws of nature, you get me? All of us as men also have laws. They are we are different, but we are similar, right? There is no guy out there, let's just be honest, my friend. To keep.
Okay. Because look at this over here.
Preferably, my friend, we have gentlemen conferences, but then when it comes to we are now next to people or on podcasts, we now wanna kind of change certain things because we wanna be liked.
Yeah.
Most gents out there, I'm speaking in general.
Yeah.
If there's 10 gents here, 7 gents like apples, 2 gents like napkins, and 1 gent likes a banana. When we speak, we're gonna say gents like apples, right? Because the general Yamachita love apples.
Okay, yeah.
In general, Amachita love abantwana abancane. Why? Let's go back to purity, bafethu. Kurare bafethu ukuthi ufune injita ezofuna ukuchata ugele ongasoyuzi. One of the biggest things, bafethu, women are interested in a man's future and men are interested in a woman's past. You get me? If women out there were written on their foreheads, ukuthi my body count is 40, and then on your body my body count is 1, most Yamachita would go to the one on your body count is 1. Why? Because women, i-value yabo, it is not based on what they can provide as amadoda. I-value yabo is based on how pure they are.
It's an interesting question right there. This way, would you go for a girl who is purely doesn't know anything, or a girl that knows what she's doing?
That's when it becomes tricky, I feel.
Right there, I think that's interesting.
Why would I say it's tricky? Because some guys actually don't like teaching. You understand?
That is true.
Paper and you kick out.
Exactly.
Just relax, and she comes in thousands of shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not really about that. I'm not.
Why?
It's
What are you
very,
about?
It's a very tricky thing, you know. Be experienced, but not overly experienced. Don't be dramatically experienced, you know.
Okay.
Whereby everything that you do is like wow to me, and never seen no sort of type situation.
Yeah.
Have everything toned down, man. You know. Body counts, guys. Let's be real, man. As he said before, our body counts is moving nicely, bro. We were in the proper age, you know. We were starting things at 17. We were starting to experiment and stuff, but now people are experimenting.
Way earlier.
12, 13.
Way earlier.
Because even if OnlyFans, somebody's still in high school and they're already showing stuff on social media.
But do you know that your right to you was your parents not right? Do you know that?
Yeah,
And obviously,
100%.
your no right to them is obviously they feel like it's okay.
It's taboo, yeah. It's more like a taboo situation. I would put personally in my household and with my parents are chill. Hayi abazali asicale ngabazali manje. Sicala ngabazali. Abazali bami, the way that they groomed us was, it was literally a situation of do whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Let's see how bad you could become or how good you could become.
Those are just experiments, eh?
Not experiments. Literally detachment. You know this thing of what's most of them you wanna keep them captive, like you're not gonna go out to the party, you're not gonna drink alcohol, you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
That day is what creates the fold. That day creates a massive gap. You understand? So now with my parents, they literally just gave us freedom and be like, hey dude, do whatever you wanna do and take it on your own concern. So now growing up, angeke mfethu step out of the whole limelight now. Usizwe sekahamba no usuke high school you check ingane ku primary school. You understand?
Yeah.
It was more or less so like, okay, what's me? Okay. However, my honest opinion, right?
Yeah.
Why I would most probably prefer an older woman, actually.
Okay.
I'll strike the opposite direction.
Let's hear this.
You know, at some point in high school, I was dating women that were older than me. I was dating people which are more mature than me.
Yeah.
And that they forced me to grow. It forced me to be at a certain level. And the younger ones, it's this thing of, I want McDonald's. Yeah, I don't want to have that chat of McDonald's. I want to be talking about something serious.
Yeah.
You know, so it became tricky on my side. So I would literally go for the older women. Younger women, populated opinion, men. The reason why men like younger women is because of body count. Obviously, less experience.
Also, body count.
Also, I think that they can have more control. over them.
But then money also does control, guys. Money has that control. It has the power.
But now with your answer, would you say that you were also groomed? Because
Interesting. On the other.
The female perspective now. Was she
Yes.
grooming somebody that she think? Nah, I wasn't groomed. I wasn't groomed. Yeah, I was not groomed. Okay,
That's what you say. That's what you say.
But just
But you never know.
But just for me to add, I mean, I'm Buffett. I always go for younger chicks, Buffett. There's one of my, when I went for my facials, right? So the lady who does my facials, right? We were talking about facials.
This guy's thinking other things.
Facials, bro. Dermatology, facials.
Okay.
no,
Yes.
He's thinking.
not pH.
So I was going for my facials, right? So this chick, she's a bit old, nah? Then she's like, we're having this conversation with you, like, would I prefer a younger chick? Then she's like, no, younger chicks are not gonna challenge you with anything. They're not gonna grow you. My question is, what can challenge your life itself? I'm challenged by clients. I'm challenged by my manager. I'm challenged by my side hustles on the side. Life is challenging itself. Why must I also be challenged gently? So now, bring back to this now. Buffett, I don't mind just as a fed. I'm not gonna lie.
Masa. Masa.
Okay. Let's get it. Oh yeah, finish up.
But with I've noticed that I have been with older women. I have been with younger women. If I were to choose on a perspective of icheri engzobanayo based on ukudlala, I'd go with an older woman. But based on the perspective of child, I'd go with a younger woman. Let me explain why. I'll tell you, with older women, hey, I'm not gonna lie, because I have. Do you know how nice it is in fact to be with someone who's not gonna ask you for it? Let me not even say older women, let me say ladies who are more financially stable for themselves. Each year which are young, they don't have their careers on course and so forth and so on. They are a financial burden. I'm not gonna lie, man, financial. So on finance alone, I put an emphasis on the finance part. I will go for older women. Apart from that, Buffett. Buffett, we need team young ones, Buffett, one way.
Team young ones.
Team young ones.
Okay, you heard it.
But within consent, right?
Yeah, within consent. Maga City 18, Buffett, I'm not gonna lie, Buffett. I'm not going to Buffett. Once at 18 in 2 hours, if the year time is tomorrow, this person was born at 12 o'clock. Once at 18, buffet to I buffet to pay go buffet to nothing wrong buffet to routine. Saying I'm not we can lie and so forth. We've gone to many gentlemen conferences. So many gents agree with me, but because they don't want to be good, I'm this. Buffet, all of us here we know buffet. The young ones buffet to be buffet to body. Okay.
So just before we move on from that, so like with what you're saying that you don't mind from 18-year-old it's free game, right?
18 buffet Z.
But now the question is until what age? Like what's the age cap for you?
Because you keep on growing and then stay young.
Age gap next as long as legally even if 50 buffet.
That's the pedophile energy you were speaking about, yeah?
No, but we are not gonna come here and lie and make because abantu bachi.
You know,
there's absolutely no problem if you don't 50 to
last question. Can I have one question?
You can ask.
One question before we actually run away from that topic. It actually could be a closing question. Since that's the case, what happens when she's actually older but she was just held back by life?
What is
and she never did anything. In essence of finances, she wasn't going partying. She's going through a midlife crisis now and she meets you. And she never had sex throughout that whole entire time. There are still women, guys, let's don't talk the topic. There are still women that are 35 years old, most probably are still virgins. They're not a lot, but they're still there. Okay. Now what now? Yeah. You see now the game is changing now.
No,
she's older than you.
I see it.
She's older than you. You use the point of body count. Yeah. Body count now. Here's a woman that's older than you.
Yeah.
Has 0 to less than 5 body counts. Being moderate.
Alright, most it is 0. Continue, man.
Yeah, even 5 is still a situation. That's the end time you're grateful for what you get.
Right.
But nonetheless, she has a body count of less than 5 or 0 in that aspect. And she finally comes across you and be like, bro, I actually find you attractive. Look, here's what I've done so far in life. What are you about? I'm really interested in you.
In this case, you're the younger one.
Yeah,
I'm the younger one.
Okay, Sibu did say this. We are not gonna pretend. The main reason Singama out all of us go for younger people, for younger chicks, is because of the sex.
Your body count in this
body count. Yeah, body count. That is the main thing. There's 5 kingdoms out there, the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the fungi, the bacteria, and the mineral kingdom. We are humans. We fall under the animal kingdom. We've got instincts just like lions, and it's just that our mentality and whatever they call it in English is far superior than them. I'll tell you, the main thing for Tina as a man also we go for younger chicks is because we believe, as much as these days we're fake, we believe what these younger chicks have less experience in bed. So if me at 35-year-old are telling us no, so I say chichi, financial furnishes, definitely without a doubt, my boy. The main problem here about it is the virginity. It is the body count. Yes. That is the thing, the body count.
The question is body count. Okay.
The body count.
So, I think this is where we cap it. And I think it's more important if you get the perspective of the women.
Yeah, they must
all guys over here.
Yeah, they must come.
They need to come and explain themselves and see what they feel, what are their opinions on this matter.
Would you guys be keen on actually showing up when there's actually females around? And then we have it.
No, they can come. It's definitely.
And you'll have the same vibe.
I'm not changed. I've been like this since high school, That's why I was never like I've always been like this, I've always called this PhD. I'm better now. I was worse in high school.
Okay, so let's get back to this conversation. Hear from the streets, hear from the girls. Let's have them come back and we can actually see what they feel on this conversation.